Hi, Lizzie. Welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. I'm excited to be speaking with you today.
Likewise, thanks so much for having me.
Before this episode, I was doing a little bit of research on you on LinkedIn. I was extremely impressed with what you've been doing in your current role and some of the data you were showing with your go-to-marketing strategies and budgets you've been managing. And I'd love for you just to start off and tell us a little bit about your current company and what is your role at the organization.
Sure. So I work at a company called BriefCam. It is a technology company that develops a platform for analyzing video surveillance. So it enables users of video surveillance cameras and footage to make their video searchable, actionable, and quantifiable, which means that you can filter video to find specific um, people, man wearing a red shirt, woman wearing black pants, things like that. You can create alerts based on filters. So anytime someone walks into this door, set off an alarm so someone can give a deeper look. The really cool part, in my humble opinion, especially as a marketer, is that our technology takes all of the video metadata, all of the items detected in the video, and creates structured data reporting out of the unstructured data. So it can basically take any area that's under video surveillance and show it as a dashboard. So the same way you watch, traffic stats on your website or count bounced visitors or unique visitors, you can do the same in any physical space, which, has a ton of implications for our end customers. So our company started off targeting mostly law enforcement and government, but has over time transitioned to sell to retail, you know, malls, even cruise lines, a huge variety of end customers and vertical markets because we believe that video intelligence can be translated into really valuable insights for any user. And we're making huge impact for businesses worldwide. And my role at the company has been kind of a long stint. So I started there almost 8 years ago, and my role's been really versatile and different at different times. Most recently, for the past 4 years, I've been a director of marketing, which sometimes meant leading all of the global marketing from sales enablement to brand and content marketing to demand generation and sales development. At other times, it meant doubling down on building and scaling our digital marketing content teams, managing the external communications and the PR strategy. I've seen the company through three brand transitions, so kind of from this
Wow.
very law
In four
enforcement.
years?
No, that's in 8 years,
Oh, okay.
but
Okay.
okay, so fine, not all in the last 4 years, but kind of from this law enforcement focused brand to casting a wider net to riding the AI revolution, for which we were a pioneer. We're an early adopter of AI in our technology, and so it's been a really exciting journey. And I'm actually currently out in the middle of a maternity leave, so I'm not coming
Well,
to you from
congratulations.
the trenches. Thank you. But it's definitely a great way to kind of get excited and ramp back up for 2025 when I go back. So I'm excited to be here and happy to answer any questions you have about BriefCam or what I'm doing there in the
So, if you
interim.
were to have a humble brag moment, as you've worked in so many areas of marketing, is there one you feel like you excel at the most and enjoy the most?
I will say that one of my favorite things about being a marketer, especially at a company like BriefCam, is I love wearing many hats. I don't like when my Sunday looks like my Tuesday, looks like my Wednesday. So I like to have my hands in as many things as possible, which is what makes the work so fun. And marketing really lends itself to that because when you're building a program, you can integrate from all sorts of different kind of competencies. You could, you know, create a story, about a new product that's coming out, and you can tell it in a slide deck that's going to be delivered at a trade show. You can tell it in a thought leadership presentation or an article. You can tell that story through a a demand generation campaign or sales enablement asset. So I like the versatility, but if you really twisted my arm and made me have to pick one, I would say that the brand storytelling is, I have a very soft spot for that competency. My my degree is in English literature, and there's something about research and persuasive writing and storytelling that really speaks to me. And so being able to translate that into a career has been awesome because not many people looking for literary critics these days. But I do believe that the ability to create that brand story and work through how you talk about your product and your brand really translates across every kind of marketing that you do, because once you have that initial story, again, that can become the basis for your demand generation campaign or campaign pipeline. It can become the basis for your website and the materials that you're creating to get people excited and aware about your product. And it can also become the foundation for all of your sales enablement materials.
So whether it's storytelling or demand generation, these areas of marketing that you've been working within, is there a marketing strategy you've deployed that's proven to be successful, and any kind of postmortem you could share of why you think that works so well?
Yeah, sure. I guess I have a few programs I could speak to. Um, One that I'm excited about, I guess, is we we um we adopted employee advocacy on social media a little bit, I think, early. We started launching our employee advocacy program in 2019. Um, and
Do you,
the
just to make sure I'm on the same page, by employee advocacy program, do you mean essentially encouraging your employees to be your brand ambassadors online and share social content?
100% exactly what I mean. So basically, the goal of an employee advocacy program, as we saw it, was that we have all of these incredible people within our company who we really see as partners in marketing, even if they don't have marketing in their title, um, and positioning these faces of our company as not just subject matter experts in our marketplace, but also as experts, in our technology, able to speak to our technology, helping them gain a personal brand. We truly believe that it would help not only position our company as experts in the field and hiring the best people, but we'd also see better engagement in our corporate channels. And I'll say there's definitely been highs and lows to employee advocacy. When we first launched it, people were super excited, and so they were very into it, and we saw a lot of great results. We saw a huge uptick in impressions on our content and traffic to our website. Um, and I would say that over time, when there were months or years where we couldn't really kind of get in the weeds and push people to be more active, so it kind of lulled. Employee advocacy, what we've learned from the experience is that it's something that needs constant coddling to keep people excited about it. But we find time and again, especially as we, see LinkedIn especially becoming kind of this very inundated with content and a lot of material and a lot of people speaking, the more you can put the people of your brand as the face of your brand, the more uh, your target audiences feel engaged by people and more excited about your brand as a brand. At the end of the day, they're looking to build relationships. And so when they have a face to build a relationship with, it's much more comfortable for them to approach your brand. Um, and what we ended up doing is in the beginning, it was kind of everyone was an employee advocate, and we adopted technology to support everyone being able to share our content. Again, which had great implications. We got a lot of reads, and we got more people coming to our website, and that was definitely a goal. But in almost 6 years of engaging in employee advocacy, I think one of the biggest takeaways we had and what we were kind of focusing on right before I left on leave is being selective, picking a few thought leaders from different regions, from different areas of the company, be it the product team or the sales team, and really propping up those individuals because when you have fewer individuals with greater buy-in, you're able to achieve much more than a few individuals with real buy-in, but everyone has the content. So that was kind of where we were aligning our strategy last. Um, yeah, but it definitely I find that that strategy really worked for us. And it also really helped drive authenticity in our marketing, kind of give that sense of we're a company and, sometimes that can be a little intimidating on the internet, as opposed to a person who is like, oh, he's
Right.
talking about an exciting trend that I can really get behind and I can relate to that. And suddenly, oh, well, maybe there's something more to that that can drive a business opportunity.
Where has AI impacted your organization? I know you said you're one of the early adopters from a product standpoint, but from a marketing standpoint, how has AI been influencing your organization?
Um, so to be honest, we didn't have a specific budget for AI-driven technology. So it wasn't, I would say, the focus of our spend. So for us, if we could find and get our hands on free tools that we could test, um, that's what we were using. I'm sure, as time goes on, and the emphasis and the abilities of AI products becomes, more a part of the tech stack for everyone, I think that more companies will have access to better tools, ours included. But we definitely used free tools at our disposal. I would say mostly those already integrated into the platforms we were using. So we were using a lot of the HubSpot tools for AI. It was allowing us to really support content creation and make our campaigns more targeted. So we wouldn't use it to, write our entire campaign for us,
Right.
because we have excellent uh, content creators at our company, and we didn't want to tarnish the true and authentic work that they do and bring to the table. But it definitely helped accelerate the efforts of getting our campaigns up and running because we were able to say, okay, these are the posts. Now change them so they're more targeted to this audience, and then okay, let's go back and clean them up and make sure that they're using the right language, saying the right things. There's not confusing emojis peppered throughout.
Right.
And
Yeah,
and
the AI within these platforms is interesting. There, maybe my Gmail account was just slow to, deploy this to me, but within my Gmail, I'm getting notices about Gemini nonstop in the last 24 hours, which I
Oh,
haven't
well, now that
explored
we're
as
having
I'm
this
just,
conversation, I'm going to also.
yeah,
I'm
it's
next in the targeting.
Yeah, probably. And well, it's been annoying me is I'm like, I just need this folder. I just need to get these questions for Lizzie. But like everywhere I'm going, it just popping in and out, and they're summarizing your notes, your folders. But I haven't truly explored it to the extent I'm sure it's being integrated. So, but with that being said, is there an LLM you use just as an individual more frequently, like ChatGPT? Gemini, Perplexity? Is there one you just enjoy the most?
Um, with deference to Google, I find myself mostly using ChatGPT and Copilot just because I have a Microsoft laptop and
Right.
it's so easy to use Copilot. Um, I, I use it for a lot of different things. Not all of them professional. Like I think you know, sometimes it's interesting to, say, oh, this is what I have in my refrigerator. What am I making for dinner now?
For sure. I
Um,
just my cholesterol was a little high on a reading, and I didn't know if my Cliff Bar I have in my office was gonna have the bad type of fat, and so I just like had a dialogue with Gemini yesterday, and at the end it was like the trans fats are okay. You can have the Cliff Bar, just use it not too frequently. So it's great for just little things like that.
yeah, and I think because we're still so early on in like what AI is doing for technology and humanity. Like I feel like every time I talk to someone new, there's a new use case that I'm now eager to explore. I didn't even consider nutritional optimization, but the bounds are endless. And and I see, a lot of opportunity. If I had unlimited budget, I'd love to explore some of these tools that are doing kind of creatives generation, just because I think that if there had to be an area of marketing where I'm proficient but less excited, it's definitely graphics.
Right.
I know enough to be dangerous, but that's not always a good thing. So I'm curious to see kind of how that can translate and really integrate into a creative process. Um, but the jury's still out. I still haven't really dug into that. So next time
Well,
we talk, I'll have a better handle on it, hopefully.
well, Lizzie, to wrap us up, can you share best ways to follow up with you and your organization?
Absolutely. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. All my information's on there.
And
And
it's Gold and then Meier.
that's right. Um, and in terms of BriefCam, we have some great forms on our website, but if you're really eager to talk to the marketing team there, you can always reach out to marketing@briefcam.com and someone will direct your inquiry to the right person.
And the URL is briefcam.com as well.
That's correct.
Perfect, Lizzie. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Before we jump into our next guest, we want to take a moment to tell you about our marketing mastermind cohort, No Typical Marketers. If you are a marketing executive looking to connect with like-minded professionals, this is the space for you. It's more than just a Discord group. It's your exclusive ticket to monthly roundtable meetings where we have group discussions about advanced marketing strategies, share insights, and solve real world challenges like implementing AI agents into your marketing. Membership is exclusive and by application only. If you're ready to take your marketing game to the next level, apply now using the link in the description below. We can't wait to see you there. Now, back to the episode.
Hi, Andra. Welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. I am excited to be speaking with you today about your new endeavor.
Hi, nice to meet you, and thank you for having me.
What I was really impressed with before we did this episode, I was doing some due diligence, is that you have such an impressive backstory of working for really amazing tech businesses. You're now out on your own. I'd love for you to share high level, what is your new consulting practice all about and what inspired you to launch it?
So it's like a combination of a lot of things. So I've been working also with bigger companies, and in the past couple of years, I think like about 6 or 7 years, I've been focusing on startups, mostly SaaS startups, focused on the B2B market. And I've been doing strategy and marketing and product marketing. And recently also starting studying coaching, co-active coaching to work on the mental aspect of fundraising with founders for early stage startups. So I combine basically all of those to gear up towards funding rounds. And now I'm currently working with early stage startups focusing on their pre-seed, seed, and A rounds. Also as a consultant, I also work for multiple accelerators and hubs. And I'm doing this now, but I also might fully transition within a VC or a CVC. So that's like my landscape for now.
What inspired you to work in tech marketing?
I think it's like the pace of things,
You like the fast
and
movement?
yeah, and everything like new technologies and the way that they impact everything, and they have the ability to scale really, really fast. So I think that's like the passion with tech and innovation, and also marketing is being able to implement all of that within the day-to-day work.
I love it. So with all that being said, what is a marketing strategy that you've maybe deployed in the last year or so that has produced great results that you'd love to share with us at a high level of what's been working for you?
Um, so I work with a method that it's like I call it resonance-based storytelling. So instead of
What do you
just
mean by
like
that?
pushing, so the fact that it resonates with both investors and customers. So instead of just like pushing the product and explaining the technical features, I explain why the product really exists and why it matters and what impact it has. And I found it very successful because it really resonates with prospects. They understand how it can contribute to their either like their workflows or their daily lives. And the same with investors, because especially with early stage startups, you don't have the real numbers yet. So they have to have like the bite of the story, and understand what's the real impact that you're going to make. Because sometimes, you pivot and you change the products, but you have to understand the meaning of the product and how it resonates with everyone.
And you said you did a lot of B2B marketing over the years. Why is storytelling important in B2B marketing?
I think I also did B2B and B2B2C, and I think it's as same as important within B2C. At the end of the day, even if like the sales cycle is longer, you sell to a person. And even if it's not like a sole decision maker and he has to take it up with the company, he still needs to remember the product, and what it is that he's bringing back within the company. So it all evolves around storytelling, and representing the product. So I think that B2B and B2C and like basically marketing to any individual has the same foundations.
Is there whether it's Israeli or US or global brand that you think is just a fantastic storyteller that you admire? Is there any one that comes to mind for you?
I don't know if just one. I think that Wiz are doing a really great job. They're
The
like
Israeli
this
tech company was.
yes, yes. Obviously, deep tech company, but they're still able to have that naughty spark even within like their colorful branding or the way that their booths look like in conferences. So they're not perceived as this like old age company. So I really love their tone of voice and the way that they interact with their customers.
What is something within these marketing strategies and Renaissance marketing that you've been, or I said that incorrectly. It was not Renaissance. Can you say that one more time so I say it correctly?
Resonance.
Resonance
Resonance.
marketing.
Yes.
Resonance marketing, not Renaissance marketing. What is
Yeah.
something innovative you believe that you've been doing in this world?
I think it's the way that we wrap up everything and the way that we package it. And I think it also connects to my background in product marketing and the fact that marketing doesn't operate in silo. So it's the ability to connect all the teams, whether it's a very small team or a department before it starts to scale, and making sure that everyone like jams together. And the developers like convey the message to the marketing teams and to the sales teams. And I think that really drives from the product marketing aspect, the way that I know how to connect the dots internally. And that also pans out with external strategies and the way that the ads look and that the personalized emails that we do as part of ABM strategies. Just like connecting everything in a very non-artificial way, and I think that all the companies that I've been working in and now for supporting, I think that it really shows. It's like it's sharing a more holistic story around the product, and like within every touch point that the company has.
What advice would you have for a marketing executive to create better alignment with their sales department?
Obviously, it's much easier for smaller teams when the sales
Right.
and marketing person are the same guy or girl or woman. But I think it's a bond that can't be broken because people they look you up and they search the website and they see how you write the emails and the LinkedIn. And if that bond is broken,
Mhm.
then it doesn't work. Prospect will expect something, and then if neither marketing or sales delivers something differently, then it clashes. And I think it's also an operational issue. I think that all the sales collaterals and marketing collaterals need to be aligned, and every new product launch or product feature needs to be communicated to all the representatives of the teams within the company. I think it boils down to communication.
Mhm. So we can't talk about marketing without mentioning AI in this day and age. How has AI been transforming your marketing efforts?
I think that the most important thing, especially for working with early stage startups, is that it amplifies abilities. And it does, I wouldn't say that it replaces people because you still need to have like the brain behind it and
Right, right.
operate it properly. But again, it like it bridges the gap between the between quick and quality.
Mhm.
So things that used to take huge amount of times before, whether it's like coming up with a marketing strategy or even creating a pitch deck.
Mhm.
Now everything is much faster. Not to mention things like research for competitors and when defining the go-to-market strategy. So it shortens processes a lot. And it also gives companies the abilities to present themselves as much bigger and much more stable and create brands earlier on than companies used to be able to do that before. I think like one of the best compliments that I got when I was working for Renovate is that we seem like a huge company and we were like 12 people at the time, but we had an amazing website and a podcast and like all social handles were in place, and we really leveraged AI to get to that point and to seem like a tiny enterprise. I don't know.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
content production is amazing of how much you can produce on a weekly basis. And this leads really well into my last question today, especially when we're talking about the ability to create pitch decks in a
Mm-hmm.
quick manner. I was just talking to my team about, I don't know if you've run into it, Gamma app. An AI tool that's fantastic to create pitch decks, presentations. An executive assistant could do it, like Jenna on my team
I'll
handles
add it
it.
to the list.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic. And so that's to say, I'd love to hear if there's any LLMs or just standalone AI software tools that you see yourself using the most frequently or just recommend.
So I don't know, like also for podcasting platforms, I recommend using Riverside FM, which like
Mhm.
really allows you to seem very professional. I
Wait, I have to
use,
pause on that. This being a podcast, and I've heard of Riverside because I've heard it being promoted within podcast episodes. So does it help to just clean up your audio? Uh,
it helps you. It's like, it's a one-stop shop and you can do everything. There are a lot of platforms, other platforms
okay,
that help
I'm pulling out
you
my
just
pen too to write these
yeah,
down.
just help you like edit specific clips, or
Okay.
add the text. But Riverside FM really does everything. It's like having your own studio,
Okay. So
and
if we
it
have an
really,
intro and an outro, it could merge those files together and then get.
yes,
All right. Well,
everything.
this is going to save us some money. So thank you for this.
Yes, and also you can upload everything related to your brand,
Mhm.
and it's amazing. It really makes you look professional without having an idea. So
I love that.
I can only imagine what it can do for you. So
I
yeah.
love that. I told you at the start of the episode, we'll, put this into social. We use a Video Tap and Office Pro for our clips, and it's amazing. Just what you're saying too, the quantity and quality of what we can put out now.
Hmm.
I mean, this is probably 10 hours that it would take my EA to like comb through every episode and write a blog post and tag it correctly. And then you just like put it into AI and it still needs that human touch just to QA it. But
Yeah,
I'm just making up this, instead of 10 hours, it's now two. Um,
I think it will even be like a bit under two once you get the hang of it, and you'll be able to like scheme through it. So yeah, really recommend it. I also use Sonic, which is great for creating content at scale. Also, everything embedded within websites, so it goes through the SEO screening, which is great, and also for product descriptions. And it
Awesome.
also incorporates like the tone of voice that you want to convey. Um, Again, any Elementor AI, I'm like all Israeli startups now. Elementor AI add-ins for WordPress websites, which really cuts down all the developers' time
Right.
that we used to
We use
use.
Elementor too for WordPress. That's an Israeli company.
Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah, give some
yeah.
shout outs to your friends in the area.
Yeah, those are the first ones that come to mind. We also use Notion with a lot of companies that we
Mhm.
work on. You just basically throw in all the information that you have as a company, and the Notion AI organizes everything, and you can just extract out for any specific uses. And just like the generic AI, ChatGPT, Jasper, DALL-E, and everything for
Love
the
it.
regular usages. Yeah.
So let's end today with best ways to follow up with you, whether that's email, website, social media. If someone's inspired this conversation, wants to hear how you could help their business, would love to give you a little pitch right now.
So you can reach out on LinkedIn. I'm Andra L. Rubinstein and be happy to help.
Perfect. And that's Rubinstein.
Exactly.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. It was great meeting you and talking to you today.